Hey Messy family, I'm Curtis.
I'm Hannity.
In today's segment, we will be doing a story time review by a creator that goes by the name of XO Baby on TikTok. She is one of the key witnesses to the unaliving of a young woman at Mansion Live. And she's about to go on to tell us exactly what she saw. She was actually standing next to the person that took the life of the young woman at that club. You will not believe the sentence this man ended up getting after being proven as the person who unalived this woman. Stay tuned and watch this video to the end so that way you don't miss any details.
Story time on what happened March 8th at like 1:30, 1:40 in the morning. I'm gonna do a quick story time because I feel pissed right now and I feel like this needs to be talked about again and again and again. And I feel like I'm the only one that I see that keeps posting about it. So March 8th is my best friend's birthday. So I had surprised her. I drove her down to Chicago. We got a hotel and then I had some of our good friends meet us down there so that they could surprise her. She didn't know that they were coming. We go to Mansion Live, the nightclub that is now shut down. Well, that name of the club is shut down. We go at about 1:30 in the morning. We're in the front. There's a group of 6 of us. The entire group all of a sudden gets shoved like this and we almost fall. I have my hands around 2 of my friends to make sure that they're not falling. I look in this direction and I don't really see a fight. I see people moving away and then I can see people fighting. I see one guy throw a punch in the face to this dude next to us, and as soon as his hand gets down, he goes to grab his shirt, lifts it up, you see his gun handle, he puts his hand on the gun handle, and I turn around and start screaming that he has a... I don't turn around because it's so hard to talk about and it makes me so mad. I turn around and I start yelling that he has a gun. And so and then you hear and I don't turn around again because in my head I'm like one of the main witnesses. Like I saw him punch this guy in the face and then I see him, and so I'm thinking if I turn around he's gonna shoot me because he's gonna know I saw him, because I'm yelling. I'm literally just telling everybody. And he has like yelling to everyone. I'm pushing people I don't even know. I'm telling them like he has and I just start, we're not even running. It is so crowded. The club heard they didn't stop the music. They didn't tell anybody what was happening. They didn't turn the lights on. Everybody, like the people towards the back are still dancing like if nothing happened. I'm not turning around because I'm thinking I am one of the main witnesses. Like he's gonna fucking kill me if he sees my face. And so I'm telling everyone, run, he's gotta run. Like I don't know who he is. I don't know why he has they do pat downs at the door. I don't know why I don't know if he's somebody. I don't know anything. I just know that we get pushed. I look over, see a guy punch a dude in the face and then pull his, and then I hear when my back is turned. And so my whole friend group is going, I'm grabbing random people. I'm telling them like, come on, like someone doesn't come. And then some people turn their back are like, it's an air balloon, it's a confetti cannon. They start just saying like different stuff. Like why the fuck would someone have a balloon in a club? Like who would bring one single balloon? It's not like one of those clubs where balloons just drop from the ceiling. Who would bring one single balloon to pop in the middle of the club when everyone's dancing? And as we get closer to the door, I look and like in front of us, there's a guy who has a girl limp over his shoulder and she's got blood all down her legs. And so I'm thinking, even if she's not the one who got, even if it was someone else, she was close enough. Someone obviously got, even if that's not her blood, somebody got. We end up being like almost right next to them. And when we get outside, they set the girl down and she's just limp. She's just limp. Like, you can see she's not moving. I'm gonna keep crying. It's so hard for me to talk about, and it makes me so angry. So then, my friend group is standing, and I'm still kind of in shock, but I do really good in situations, like, high pressure situations. I'm really quick thinking, like, obviously, like I'm fast with it. Like, I saw him pull the, I know I can't look at him again because I'm a witness and he might fucking shoot me. And, like, I'm telling everybody, like, he has a run, he has, like, grabbing people. I don't know them, I'm just telling them, like, come on. Like, he is, like, telling everyone. I'm making sure the whole, like, all of my friends are together. And they set the girl down, and 2 security stand in front of her with their backs to her. They're not looking at her. She's just on the ground, and there's some guys who are holding back this other guy, and I didn't know it at the time, but it was her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was trying to get by her, and security wouldn't let anybody go by her. She's literally laying flat on the concrete by herself, dying. And security's just standing there, literally like this. Everybody needs to leave. Everybody needs to leave. Like, why are you being a dick? We were all just in there. And no one knows what happened. And now, like, it was cold. It was really cold that day. And I remember so specifically, this girl, she was, like, shivering. And she had on, I don't know what top, but it wasn't long sleeve, and a skirt. And she takes her jacket off, and she goes up to security, and she's like, here, put this on her. She's gonna be cold. And she's crying, and she's like, she's gonna be cold. And security was literally like... And my friend had to, like, fight her way to let security let her go by them. My friend's in the military. She has training for gun wounds and everything. And she had to, like, bicker back and forth with them to let her go. And my friend comes back, and she has blood all over her hands, and she just shook her head. And I knew that the girl wasn't gonna make it, or she didn't make it. And I call 911 when we get outside, and I'm telling them, like, I'm telling them exactly what happened from my perspective. And then the cops come, like, as soon as I'm on the phone, and I'm, like, saying the last part of it, the cops get there. So the cops get there, and they're like, everyone needs to leave. They're being assholes. They're like, everyone needs to leave. They're, like, screaming, and I'm not leaving. I'm watching, like, I'm seeing this girl, like, I've been watching the whole thing. And then they say everyone needs to leave unless you saw something. If you see anything, came up here. And so I go up, and my friend goes up, and we're telling them what happened. And then she comes back by my friend group, like, a minute later, and she's like, just so monotone. She was like, the girl didn't make it, so now you guys have to go to the police station because it's a homicide trial. Like, she just said it so fucking cold. She was, like, screaming, taunting the boyfriend. She was like, well, why didn't you do anything about it? Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you stop it? To the boyfriend who just lost his girlfriend. Like, and then even the guys that he was with were looking at her like, why would you say that? Like, why would you? You're a cop. You're supposed to be helping the people that are here. And so then we go, hold on, this is my second part.
I feel like the security guard's response to people going to see the girl is because I feel like the reason why they reacted the way they did, not to justify it, I'm not saying if it's right or wrong, but I believe they knew that woman was already gone. Mm-hmm. I just didn't think they wanted her to go, or people to start to surround the body and start touching her and all those things, because that's tampering with evidence. If they're going to need the body to be as fresh as possible, and they just didn't want people to have a panic. So I don't think the security guards did wrong for not wanting to A, touch the body or do anything with the body, or B, even allowing you to go do anything with the body. I feel like in that moment, they were justified.
They are definitely in the wrong when it comes to allowing this man to come in there with a gun. They patted people down before they come into the club.
Right.
So if anybody's at fault, it's going to be them.
Right.
How does somebody come in here with a gun? That's your job.
And that's a prime example of why I stopped going to clubs and stuff like that at a younger age, is because I realized people were getting weapons in. Yeah, patting us down, but and they let anybody in. It's like you either pay to get. How do you get a weapon in the door unless you let them in? You have to let them in because they be doing some intense. Yeah, a little money to get through the side door or something like that. I feel like the guy. We gonna get more into the story, but I feel like that guy was let in there like that. I feel like he went in there with those intentions to do that. It sounds like a man who ran into his ex or ran into a woman in there that he was familiar with, and she was with another man. And he just couldn't take it. That's what it seemed like because only one shot went off and it was for her. You know what I'm saying? He punched him in the face and shot her. It's crazy.
And then the fact that they just carried on, they didn't cut on any lights. I mean, I get not trying to cause a commotion for everybody to run out the door, but to not even cut on the lights after this situation happened, that would have helped identify if there's some sort of cameras in the situation. Like, they just were sweeping it under the rug. Nobody said what was happening. People are still dancing. They're thinking X, Y, and Z happened. Nobody's knowing what's going on.
Yeah, I think in that moment, it was just a lot of confusion. Everybody's just like, what? And I'm just trying to figure out what are the security guards. I feel like they only have security guards at the door. What about inside the club? Like, is there any guards in the club? Because how did no one... It just doesn't make sense. But I guess we about to figure out more in these next parts.
So this is the story of what happened the night when I was at Nightclub when Zulma Daniela Calderon Pacheco was murdered. So the cops come and the girl cop who is yelling is basically they're yelling for everyone that they need to leave. Unless they saw something, then they need to stay behind. So me and my friend who was in the military go up and tell her that we both saw stuff. She has to step to the side. They take our witness statements, and then she comes over a couple minutes later and says, just so monotone, that the girl didn't make it, so now we need to stay behind because it's a murder investigation, okay, or a homicide investigation. So I say, okay, no problem. Like, to me, I'm like, this girl was in here just like how we were all in here, and I would have hoped that someone would have did the same for me and my friends if we were in that situation. Like, of course I'm gonna stay and talk to them and let them know what I saw. Of course I'm gonna let them know because I saw the guy. I saw it. Like, I saw when he was reaching for his thing before the whole thing happened. And so there's a guy cop who, I think they said he was a sergeant. So he comes from the Stone Park Police Department, and he takes me and my friend, so my other friends, so there were 6 of us. Me and my friend were the only 2 who saw anything. So the other 4, they left back to the hotel because we were there for the night. None of us had our cars with us. We had Ubered there because we were all going to be drinking. So we were going to Uber back, right? They take me and my friend to the police department. We're sitting there. We're waiting for a while. We're in the waiting room with her boyfriend, her cousins, and a couple of the other witnesses. We're not really talking, but as they're talking, I'm kind of understanding, like, oh, okay, this is the boyfriend, because like context clues, where it's like just things that are being said. And when we're there, the boyfriend asked or said that he didn't know where they were taking her or anything, like talking about hospital and that kind of stuff. And the cops who were coming in and out, we were just in the waiting room. The cops who were coming in and out, they're not really saying anything. They're just saying that, like, the detective's on his way, something. Like, they're not giving any information about anything. So when the detective gets there, he already has, like, a look on his face, and the boyfriend asks, like, where they're taking her, and he just starts screaming at him. The detective just starts screaming at the girl's boyfriend, saying, like, I don't remember the full thing, but, like, if you're just a fucking drunk, then just get out of my station. And he's just yelling at him, and the poor guy just looks like he's about to cry, and he's like, I just want to know where she's going, whatever. And he's like, he, like, got closer to the face, and he was like, I'll tell you, like, I'm telling you, I didn't know anything. It's fucking 2-something in the morning. And I remember the whole time, and the detective was, like, a black guy, like a light-skinned black dude. And so I'm thinking, like, and a lot of the cops at the station were Hispanic, and so I'm thinking they're not gonna be like how other cops are. I was wrong. The cops there, they were not, like, they did not come off nice. The ones that I spoke to, the ones from what I heard, they were not, like, they didn't seem nice. Like, this guy just lost his girlfriend in front of him while security wouldn't let him go by her to try to help. And then you come in as a detective after we don't know anything that's going on, and you're screaming to him in his face. Like, it was just like, I remember I was literally sitting there like with my like jaw, like I was like, me and my friends' phones are both dying, like they're both really really low battery. And so the only people who know that we're here are the friends that we were at the club with, because I'm not like outside the club like calling like my sister. I'm not like I'm just like focusing, and I'm like in shock. Like, it hasn't fully hit me yet, the stuff that happened. Like, I hear it and I know it, but it hasn't fully hit me yet. And so when the detective walked out, I had asked the people, I was like, are you guys from here? Just like everyone who was there. And I didn't fully know who everyone was. Like, I didn't really know if they were all family, if they knew the girl, if they were just witnesses, if they were just like, I don't know if they were workers. Like, I didn't know what anybody was, because we were just in this waiting room. And I had asked if they were from here, and then they said yeah. And I said, are the cops like here? Like, are the cops here always like that? Because we were in Stone Park. And they were like, yeah. Like, they just kind of looked at me like you have no idea. Like, that's like the vibe that I got. And so then I was kind of like, what the fuck? Because like I said, like, the station, from what I seen, it was all like the detective was black, and then the cops that I seen were all Hispanic. And so like, I didn't think that they would be like how the stereotypical cops are, but they were. And so we're waiting, and this part in my head's a little bit blurry, and I think it's just like that trauma response of like, when something traumatic happens, you're blocking it out. But I remember we were waiting for a while, and me and my friends' phones both died. And then they're taking people in one by one to get statements about what happened. And someone, I think it was her boyfriend, was being talked to. Two of the cops outside of the room of that person were joking about something. And then I hear, like I said, I think it was the boyfriend who was saying like something about how like she just died and you guys are laughing, like you guys are joking. Like, the cops, to me, just, it seemed to them just like another day. They're not thinking about how this was for anybody who was in the station. Like, they were just kind of like I don't even remember what they were joking about. Like, I think it was coffee or something. And then I remember the detective was yelling at, like, this is a separate time, like not at the same exact time, was yelling at the boyfriend like, you need to relax, you need to sit down. And the boyfriend wasn't like if he was being like erratic. Like, it wasn't like he was like screaming, crying, throwing stuff. Even if he would have had a right to, because his girlfriend just passed away. But that's not what was happening. Like, he was like asking questions like, where is she going, where this, where that, you know? Like, it wasn't like, I don't know, it was not handled good. And me and my friend were both like exchanging looks, because it was not like, I can't imagine having to go through what he was going through in that moment, and then on top of probably the worst day of his entire life, these cops who are supposed to be here talking to you, help figure out what happened to your girlfriend, that they're treating you like shit, you know? And so we're there, and then we see her parents and I think her little sister come in. We don't hear what's being said, and then we just hear like her mom just scream, crying. I will never forget, like right now I just got like chills on my whole body. I'll never forget what it sounded like. And mind you, now both me and my phones, mine died first, my friend's phone is dying. They take me in the back for my witness statement. I tell them what happened. The cop that I talked to, or the detective I talked to, was actually really nice. I don't remember his name, but he was really nice, and he was like talking about how I wasn't from here, and like he thanks me for coming down, and you know, whatever. And we were there for hours. And at the end, when they were done talking to us, it was time for us to leave, and we didn't have our car, and our phones had both died, and they wouldn't help us with a ride or anything. We told them that like I didn't have my purse or my car or my car keys or the hotel. I didn't have anything, because we were at the club. We had all gone together, and like all I had with me was my phone. And My friend, all she had with her was her phone. And mind you, the hotel we were staying at was like less than 10 minutes away from the police station. They wouldn't offer to get us a ride or anything. They, like, literally, I had said, I was like, he was like, I can call you a taxi, right? And then I was like, okay. And he was like, well, you have money for a taxi, right? And I was like, no, like, we don't, because like you can't use Apple Pay if your phone's dead. I don't have a charger. And now my friend's phone is dead. So we're both, two phones are dead. It's like almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's like 4 something in the morning. It is cold outside. Like, the entire time I was in the station, I was in my club clothes. Like, I had on, I think, like a black long sleeve bodysuit and a mini skirt and heels or something. It was fucking cold. It was really cold. And I was like shivering inside the police station. Like, it was so cold in there. And like my hands are like almost numb. And yeah, the guy at the front, I don't know what his title was, I don't know who he was, but he was just like, well, and in my head it's like, you guys brought us here from the club, like, you guys can't give us a ride to our home. We're not from here, we're like from 2 hours up, and I don't have I don't have my car, I don't have my keys, I don't have any money, my phone is dead, like. And so we just were sitting in the waiting room. We literally were just sitting in the waiting room. And then, because we didn't know what we were going to do. I couldn't not get back to the hotel. But, like, I would not have been able to walk that. I was in heels and I was freezing. And it was really cold outside. And also, we're not from the area. Like, I'm not going to go be the dumbass girl who, in her club clothes, is walking. For 10-minute drive is nothing. 10-minute drive turned into however long that fucking walk is in the cold in heels. Like, so then I was irritated. It's like, not only did this whole situation happen and are we trying to be here to help to make sure that everything gets out, but like, you guys aren't even gonna offer to get us a ride back or drop us off or anything. So what ended up happening was one of the police had said that he had a charger or something that my friend could use. My friend charged her phone, like the portable charger or something, just enough to call one of our friends at the hotel. And so I drove my car down with me and my friend whose birthday it was. My friend who I was with drove her car down. So my car keys were at the hotel. My friend had her car keys, so they could only come get us in my car. In my car in the hotel that we were at, someone blocked me in. Like, the parking was dumb as fuck there. Someone literally, like, this was my car, someone had parked right here. You couldn't get out. Like, you couldn't like turn. And my friend had gone down and talked to the hotel staff, and the hotel staff didn't know whose car that was. And it's like 4 in the morning, so they can't get anyone to move it. So then she ends up getting us an Uber, and we get back to the hotel, and we're just kind of in shock. And I charge my phone, and that's finally when I see like what time it is. And like, I barely slept. I had to get back the next day, I think to get my kids. I think that's why I had to get back. Maybe not, maybe I didn't have to get my kids. I don't know, we had to get back for whatever reason. And so then it was not a good night's sleep that night. No one at the hotel was laughing or joking about anything. I was still kind of in shock, and then it kind of hit me when I got to the hotel of like what just happened. And at the time when this is happening, I don't know anything about the girl. I have no idea who this girl is. I don't know, like, obviously from being in the waiting room with them, I know that some of the people here are her cousins, and I know that the guy who was there is her boyfriend. I don't know who this girl is. When I was seeing her, I could not see her face. Like, there was always, where I was standing, the security guards were standing, so we're like right where I couldn't see her face. I could see like this down, but I couldn't see her face. When she was being carried, I could see her legs. When like I could see her hair, but I could not see her. Like, I know it's a girl, but I didn't know her name or anything about her at all. And so we go to sleep, and then we wake up. No one really slept good. We woke up, no one was in a jokey mood. The whole friend group was not themselves that morning at all. Our friend group, we're always laughing, joking, we're always talking, yapping, and no one could. Anytime that I would think that anything was funny, like anything, I didn't want to be on social media, anything where I would think about something being happy, I just felt guilty because I don't know who this girl is, and I was there on the very last day of her life, and I saw the before of what happened and some of her like last moments, and I felt guilty, and nothing was funny. Absolutely nothing was funny to me. I had to go upstairs, but I will be putting the next part in shortly.
I do commend her though for stepping up for that woman, even though she did not know her.
It's really sad how the cops were acting, showing no compassion, especially to the boyfriend, someone who just lost his girlfriend, just trying to get answers because everyone's walking around not saying anything about what's going on. And the fact that they didn't even give these women a ride to the hotel. So they just went out of their way to be here and give their statement.
That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, none of this makes any sense. Like, how they handling it so far. Maybe she just don't have all the pieces because she is like really not related to this whole situation. So if they are giving updates, maybe it's going straight to her mother, father. So I don't want to completely bash the police. How they handled the situation was definitely unprofessional.
And then they were like that as soon as they arrived at the club to him. Like, why didn't you step in? Why didn't you protect her?
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild.
All the way from that moment to the police station, they did nothing to this man but stress him out even more.
Like, yeah, what did you do to prevent the situation?
Yeah, showed zero compassion.
What city she said it's in again? She said?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago, y'all gotta get it together, man.
I just posted, and the video was, I don't know how long it was, but it took me a long ass time to edit it. But so I'm just gonna kind of go over, I'm gonna try to go, because I don't know, in there I had a lot of the information in here. I'm gonna try to make sure I don't miss anything. So basically, the next morning, me and my friends, we wake up. We had taken 2 cars down, so it didn't really matter who rides with who. We were all going back up to Milwaukee. It's me, birthday girl, one of our other friends. We were really hungry, so on the way up, we stopped to get pho. While I'm at pho, I'm on Google, I'm on Safari, I'm on Chrome, I'm on TikTok, Instagram. I'm looking for anything talking about what happened to this girl. I'm on Fox, I'm going to Chicago. I don't know what like is like the common news in Chicago, but like up here we have like Fox, CBS, like, you know, so I'm like on different stuff. I'm looking up in Chicago, like I'm looking up Stone Park, I'm looking up Illinois. Not necessarily Chicago, like the suburb, you know, but like I'm looking and I don't see anything about what happened to the girl. And when I'm eating, I just feel like guilty. Like, I just feel so guilty because like all this happened and like I was there on one of the last days of her life and everything. And then I get to wake up the next day. I have the privilege of waking up the next day. She didn't get to do that, and there's nothing out there about her, and it made me really upset because there wasn't even anything. You wouldn't have known anything happened. Like, I don't know the girl. I don't know her name. All I knew was that at the station, they were referring to her as Danny. So I didn't think that even if they had a news article about what happened, that they would have her name out yet because it like just happened a couple hours before. But like I'm looking up like Danny, Daniela, Danielle. I'm looking up to see. I'm looking up, like I'm putting any words I can. I'm like Stone Park, Chicago, suburb, shooting, mansion, nightclub. Like I'm just putting in words to see if I can get anything, and there was nothing. And I was really upset, and I felt really guilty that I had the privilege of waking up and she didn't get to do that. And obviously I know that her boyfriend, her parents, her siblings, all her friends, like that was a hard day for them. And then there's not even anything being talked about. Like I would have even got it if it was like, oh my god, I just got home yesterday and went to bed. I would have got it even if it was just like shooting at mansion, live, details yet to be released, but there was nothing. And so I felt upset, and I made a post on Instagram. The post ended up going viral. It got a lot of traction. I had a ton of people reaching out to me. friends, family, news reporters, people who worked at Mansion, people who were witness. And so then I, at the time, like I said, all I knew was what I saw. So my personal experiences. So all I knew was part one, when I was at the club and what I actually saw. Part two, when I was in the police department and what I saw and heard and experienced. But I don't know anything more than that. I don't know the girl's name. I don't know anything. Like, I heard them say Dani, but like, I don't know, you know? And so then that's when a lot of people started reaching out to me. People started saying, like, I'm getting texts, and people were making fake accounts to text me, and it was nothing bad. I didn't get any hate or anything for it. People were saying to, like, be careful what I post because allegedly that the mayor was somehow connected to the owner of Stone Park. I don't know, or the owner of Mansion Life, and that Stone Park is known for being corrupt, that the police department is corrupt, that I think they said that the mayor was the owner or part owner or something of the club, and so that's why there was no news or anything out, that they were just trying to hurry up and sweep it under the rug. But then that's when I posted, and you can go see on my original post, I just put what happened. I didn't put anything like anything more. I didn't know her name, I didn't have pictures of her, I didn't, you know. And so I just put it for what I knew. And then people started saying that it was a security guard, that the security guard was on parole and that he shouldn't have even been security, and that he was also working. And this is, like I said, all alleged. I don't know what's true. This is just what people were telling me. And that's why I didn't post any of these parts, because I didn't know what's true and what's not. And so I don't want to make myself not a credible source. I don't want to post this stuff and then have people be like, that's not true. Maybe she was also lying about what happened that night, you know? And so I just wanted to put out there, because for me, this wasn't about, like, clout. Like, it wasn't to, like, get traction for my page. It wasn't to get followers. It wasn't like that. It was literally just in hopes that, like, it would reach the right people and start hitting the news, and it would start, that she would get coverage, because, like, that poor girl didn't even do nothing wrong. Like, she wasn't there with the people who were fighting. She wasn't fighting. Like, not that even if she were, that would be good enough reason for her to have lost her life, but, like, she didn't even do that, you know? Like, she literally was just there, like, wrong place, wrong time. And so that's when I have people that she knew reaching out to me. People were telling me that her name. So her name is Zulma Daniela Calderon Pacheco. And yeah, and so then that's when stuff started happening. So that's when Mansion, when I was taking them and all this stuff, and they were getting heat, that's when they turned their comments off. That's when they turned their post tags off. And then someone made a change.org. Like, they made a petition to get it shut down, and I was reposting from that day they made it. And it, not only did this post go viral in Chicago and Illinois, it went viral up here in Milwaukee. And I had people texting me. I had some of my friends from Arizona, from Texas, from random little different spots saying, like, you got it here, and I'm sharing it and stuff. So it wasn't just, like, locked in to Chicago. And then they were saying, like, more message requests and stuff that I was getting were saying that, like, the guy, I'm not going to say his name. I have it on my Instagram, but I don't want you guys to remember him. I want you guys to remember her, because that's what it's about. But they were saying that he was also security over at the Gold Room, which is the strip club next door to Mansion. What I was getting at right here is that the person who messaged me said that the Gold Room hired him directly, and we're trying to cover it up and say they got him through a third party before the investigation started. So I don't know if that's true. And Mansion, because of that petition, they ended up actually getting shut down temporarily, then permanently. But all of a sudden I started getting messages like, hey, look at Mansion's live, their page, their Instagram page changed to After Dark Chicago. So what did I do? I started posting that like, hey, just so you guys know, if you're following this page and you don't know why, it's just a random new club page, it was Mansion. Started catching heat for it. Not so long after, it turned into Cielo Chicago. Cielo Chicago is the club that is actually now open. And I am throwing this out there. I don't know how much this is true, but I'm gonna say what I heard. I heard it's been like 4, maybe 5 months since the shooting happened. So I feel like it's pretty fast for a club to open up in its place. People were telling me that it's actually the same owners of Mansion, but that they have a new face. So like they're actually still running it, but these are the new legal owners, and these are the people who are saying they own the club. Don't know if that's true. Even if it's not true, people were also telling me, and that's why I said I didn't post any of this, because I don't know what's true, what's not, what if none of this is true. People were also telling me that it's like the same family. Like the owner who had mentioned before is someone in the family or friend group of the new owners now, and that something. People were also saying that all the people from Mansion just went over to 7 and started working there. And who knows, like, actually. What I do know is that there is a club that is now open where Sulma died, and on their page, once I got called out, because how do you get, okay, even if you're like, we're new owners, we're new establishment that had nothing to do with us, you're not gonna justify the fact that what happened. No one's saying that it's your guys' fault that she passed away. But she died in that building. You're not going to address it. You're not going to say her name. You're not going to do anything to remember or to honor her. Some girl lost her life there in that club. Even if it wasn't you who was the owner of the club at the time, it's disrespectful to not at least reach out to the family or to at least acknowledge it. It could be something as simple as, we're so sorry for your guys' loss. We are opening a new club. I would just like to make it known that we pay extra to have good security. We do thorough background checks. We do this, we do that. We are doing XYZ to ensure what happened to your daughter, to your sister, to your girlfriend, to your best friend, to this girl you went to school with. We're doing everything to ensure that what happened to her doesn't happen to anyone else. Safety is our number one priority. But no, it just, like, the post that they posted to me was just kind of like, hands up, like, we got caught having the same Instagram account, and that had nothing to do with us, guys. Sorry, that wasn't, we weren't the owners. Like, it just, to me, it's like, our morals just don't align. Like, even if you are buying a club and it did have nothing to do with you and you aren't connected, it's kind of fucking rude. Not kinda, it's rude. It's rude as hell. Like, I don't think that club should be open and be a club again. There's 2 people who had passed away there now. Sulma was the second. The first one, someone had passed in the parking lot a couple years back when it was mentioned, supposedly, or like not supposedly, but from like what I read. Like, I didn't hear anyone talk about it personally, but like I had read it somewhere a couple times, and a couple people had said like, oh yeah, my friend passed there too when I was posting about this stuff. But so it's like, you guys are missing the point, even if it's not. But to me, it's like, if you guys, as whoever's seeing this video, if you guys are okay with going to Cielo Chicago, remove me, because our values don't align. I don't care how cheap it is to get in. I don't care if it's free. I don't care how cheap the drinks are. This girl lost her life in that building due to security negligence, and then the new people just got on social media, took over Mansion's Instagram page, didn't address it until they started getting called out, and then it's kind of like, that wasn't us, guys. Like, she didn't die in our care. Like, you guys are fucking inconsiderate. And then people keep sending me like, the owner's wife is doing the get ready with me on TikTok for the grand opening, they're doing this, they're doing that. You guys can have, people are entitled, or people are able to have successful businesses and be excited about their business, but it's fucked up that you guys got this because Mansion had to shut down, because their negligence made some girl lose her life, and you're not even going to post about the girl. You're not gonna post her name. You're not gonna post that who she was. You're not gonna post a picture of her. You're not gonna try to like honor her. She, even if it had nothing to do with you, she died in your guys's building that you're in right now, you fucking assholes. Like, you're not gonna say nothing about it. And then Viva Tu Musica got called out for it because they're partnering with them. And then same thing, Viva Tu Musica is just kind of like, they have a post on their Instagram page too. I love Viva Tu Musica. I go to a lot of their events and stuff, but they have something on their page too where it's just kind of like, this wasn't mentioned. You guys are missing the fucking point. You guys are missing the point. It doesn't matter what the name of the club is, and calling it Cielo Chicago, knowing that that girl died in there, that's fucked up. Even if you guys didn't do it with any wrong intention, it is fucked up. That girl passed away in there. She literally died in there, and you guys name it Cielo. Read the room. Read the room. Like, there wouldn't have been no other issue if you guys had gotten a location somewhere that wasn't where someone had just passed away, freshly, not even half a year ago, freshly passed away, and you name it Cielo. Did you not think? You didn't know what happened in your building, why you bought the building, why the building was for sale? why there was new owners, whatever it is, you didn't know that it was because some girl passed away there. Like, did you really not know? Did you not do any research? Or like, did you just not care and do whatever you wanted with the club anyways, not thinking about how the fucking people who were there felt, how the family feels, how like she wasn't just, it's not just some news story where it's like, oh yeah, some girl died here. No, some girl actually literally died there, and like we saw it and we witnessed it and whatever. And so if you go to Cielo Chicago and you follow me, fucking remove me, because you're a fake bitch. Like, literally, to me, you're a fake bitch. I don't care if it's a new owner. I don't care. I just don't care. It's not right to go into the spot where she lost her life when the club doesn't even address it. It'd be different, like I said, if the club had made a statement and was like, just because to me it was like kind of sneaky. Like, all of a sudden it was like, why am I following this Cielo Chicago page? What is this? And then I go to message them and it's all my messages were mentioned. You're not fucking sneaky. I see that you were Mansion's page, and then you were After Dark Chicago, and now you're Cielo Chicago. If you guys have nothing to do with it, why didn't you start your own social media page? Why would you take over Mansion's page, like, just because they have some followers? It's not right. Like, it's so fucking weird to me. I think the whole situation is really fucking weird. By the way, I got this from TikTok shop. Dude, this shit works so good. Like, it just takes a couple sprays. My hair doesn't look greasy anymore. But yeah, no, it's that shit. I don't know. It makes me mad. Makes me very mad. And so, yeah, so I made a couple posts, and that's when other posts and news articles and stuff started forming. I talked to one news reporter, I believe it was from the Chicago Tribune. I was a part of the homicide trial, so I had to drive back down. Me and my friend drove 2 hours by choice back down to Stone Park. They said they were gonna have us in and out. Guess what they didn't do? They didn't have us in and out. We waited there for 5 hours to talk to, I believe it was the state prosecutors. We were there for 5 hours just sitting, and I wasn't going to leave because I wanted to make sure that they had my witness statement, that they had what I saw, because I saw the whole thing happen where he, like, I saw it. And so I wanted to make sure that they caught the guy and everything. And so I waited. They didn't pay for gas. They didn't do nothing. They were a lot nicer that time when we went down. But, like, I won't forget how you guys were the first time that we were there. Like, I won't forget it. And so to me, it didn't really matter that you guys were nice the second time, because the second time we were already expecting you guys to be assholes, because you were assholes the first time. It's like, you guys already fucked that up for yourself. But yeah, I don't know. So I did a lineup, picked the guy out. I'll never forget his face. So lineup was easy for me. It was virtual lineup, so I had to do it there in the station. But it's not like I had to see him face to face. It's like all on the computer. So you have like pictures of different people. I didn't even know there was a thing. They played me my 911 call. I had a fucking breakdown because hearing the call just like brought the whole day back. And I had a couple people saying like, why are you crying? I'm crying because it's just traumatizing. Like, it's not like I'm someone who's doing the story of someone else where I wasn't there. I was there. Like, when I was talking in the video about what happened, I'm picturing in my head and I'm like reliving the moment to be able to make sure I don't forget anything. And so it does make me cry because I remember how it takes me back to that moment. So that's why I was crying. I wasn't just crying because it's sad, but I wasn't just like, it's my own personal traumatic ass story from that day. Like, it's not just some like, it's not like, get ready with me while I read you a story that I read online. It's my story. I'm telling you guys my story from my point of view, like from what happened to me, from what I know. But yeah, so it was a security guard who the news also pushed the narrative that like he was trying to break up a fight. I saw different videos. I'll be posting the videos and stuff too. I saw different videos. I saw from my own thing. When I saw he was wearing all black, he did not look like security. He didn't have something that said security. Nothing said mention live. He was just in all black. He was just to me, I thought he was just some guy there. That's why I was so much more scared. Like, I don't think I would have been as scared seeing what I saw if I would have known he was security. But I didn't know that. I literally just thought he was some guy who somehow got something in, because some clubs, you slip them 20, 40, 50, fucking $100 and they'll let you in with whatever you want. You know, so like, I don't know how this club, I don't know how Mansion's security was. I never did anything except they checked me, checked my bag. Hi, bye, thank you. Like, I don't know how they are personally. But yeah, so all the English news stations pushed that narrative, and I'm not saying maybe he wasn't trying to break up the fight, but they made it seem like it was self-defense. But so what happened was, like, as a mix of what I saw and then what in videos, so my personal and videos. So before I saw him, before my friend group got shoved, there's a video where there's guys fighting, and then there's like, I think 2, maybe 3 guys who all try hitting the guy who ended up being the one who killed her, so the security guard. But at the time, I didn't know he was security. I don't know if they knew he was security, because to me, he looked like just some dude who was getting in the fight. So maybe he was going over with the intention to break them up, but that's not what it seemed like to me. That's not what it looked like to me. And so then that's when my friend group shoved in that moment, and then he punches, pulls up, I see. So from now this point on, my back is to him. I am not looking because I'm not trying to be next, because I don't know if he saw me see him do it, but I don't want him to think this bitch just saw me, you know. And so then from the videos, they showed me, so some of these videos aren't out because they showed me some of the like security footage from Mansion when I was there. You can see in the security footage the moment that you can't see him pull his out, but you can see the moment I see him do it. So you see me like this, and then you see me look down, and then you see me turn around and you don't see me again. And so they had me like stop frame the video that they showed me and circle myself and then sign it saying that like that is me, like I recognize myself and whatever. And so then they have videos, and like I said, I will be posting them. But so he pulls it out, and then he turns around. So this would have been no longer where I was seeing him or anything, but I saw the videos and different angles and stuff. And he cocks it, and then he throws his arm like this, and you hear it, right? So he obviously didn't look like he intended to shoot. But if you cock your shit, you intend to use it, you dumb fuck. Like, it kind of looked like if he was trying to pistol whip somebody. But 1, you're security. 2, you're not supposed to have a weapon. 3, you're on parole, so you're really not supposed to have a weapon, even if you weren't security, right? But then 4, why would you try to pistol whip somebody? And I don't know if that's what he was trying to do, but that's what it looked like he was trying to do. Why would you pistol whip somebody in a club when you're security? And why would you cock your fucking thing if you weren't planning on using it? And so then in one of the videos, you hear it go off, and you see Sulma and her boyfriend drop at the same time. I personally didn't see it actually hit her, but you see her drop as you hear the noise, right? So like, you know, but I personally didn't see it like actually like where it hit her, because I believe they said that she got shot in the face. I could be wrong. One of the news articles said that it was her chest. One of them, like, and then a couple of them said it was her face, so I'm not completely sure. But then after she is shot, the security guard who shot her doesn't go check on her or anything. He turns around, he's talking shit to the guys, he's walking this way, the girl's over here on the floor. Then there's a video where the other security guards who were with him are standing right here, backs turned to her. The girl who was just shot, backs turned to her, talking to some of the guys who were in that fight. There's, I think, 3 security guards. No one is checking on the girl who was dying on the floor. No one's checking on her. You guys, one of your own people just shot. I don't know if maybe they didn't know she was shot. You're not gonna look. He just fired a shot in a fucking club full of people, you dumb fucks. You're not gonna turn around and look. Every time I see the video, I get pissed because her family is literally picking her up. She's limp. She's limp. She's like, you can tell she's like dead weight. And they're moving her to try to get her out of the club. You see blood on the floor. And the security guards are right here. Literally, it's like her family and friends and whoever she was with right here. Security right next to them. Deadass, like, right next to them. Security's backs to her, not checking on her, focusing on the guys who are fighting. One of the security guards gets mad in this moment and just punches the dude in the face. The guy is not touching the security guard. The security guard just punched him in the face unprovoked while this girl is dying on the floor because their fucking other security guard shot her. You dumb fucks. What is wrong with everybody in this situation? Like, they didn't stop the music. They didn't turn the lights on. You can see in the video that people are starting to go back up to the front where they just moved her body from. What is wrong with you guys? Like, there, you can see her blood on the floor. You can see her family moving her out. And then that's when me, eyewitness, I see her like over someone's shoulder. And that's when I had said like in the first part that they walk out and they set her down and everything else. But so they have videos and stuff of this. And so the guy, to me, slap on the wrist. He got a slap on the wrist. That girl was 21. She never got to have kids, never got to be married. She was the oldest sibling. She'll never get to watch her siblings grow up. There's so much that she missed out on, and it's not any fault to her own. But she had an entire life ahead of her. She had people who loved her. You can tell she was loved. I was at her funeral. I was invited to her funeral by her family. And you could just feel the love when you walk in. There was so many people there. There was so many people who you could tell were so hurt by the situation. And you can tell she was so loved. Like she had so many years that she could have lived. And I personally do truly think if it was handled better that she probably had a chance at surviving. Don't know what the doctors would say. Don't know what the news would say. Don't know what the cops would say. Don't know. Just me personally, because when someone is shot, you're supposed to apply tourniquet. You're supposed to apply pressure until whoever needs to get there gets there. And they say a lot of times don't move them or anything because you don't want more blood coming than should have. But obviously her friends and family in that moment, in that shock of what just happened, you're not thinking like all this stuff, and maybe they didn't even know any of this stuff. But the security should have been trained for maybe not to do the medical side of it, but at least, hey, leave her, stay here, just someone put pressure on, we're calling right now. But no, you guys are standing back to her to punch some guy in the face because you're mad, you fucking dickhead. Like, I don't know, the shit makes me mad. But so he did get caught, he did get sentenced. Couple years, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to say his name. It's on my Instagram. I don't want you guys to remember him. He's the fucking asshole who killed her. I don't want you guys to remember him just by his name or anything. Maybe he was a good person and that night he made a bad decision. That bad decision costed her life. Like, he's still someone too. He's still someone's kid or whatever. But I don't want to talk about him because if it weren't for him, she would still be here. That's why I don't want to talk about him for that reason. But yeah, he got a couple years. To me, slap on the wrist, because you took her entire life away. You took away her chance at ever having a family and being married and, you know, everything else. But so yeah, that is my last side on what happened to Zulma Daniela Calderon Pacheco.
2 years for unaliving somebody is definitely a slap on the wrist. I feel like the reason why he was only given 2 years is because of the parole violation. Because technically, if you're on parole, you're not allowed to even have any weapons. So if you do, then you can violate your parole. And I don't know, it depends on how much time you had left on your parole, is how much they'll send you up the road for, you know? So he probably only had a couple years left on his parole. How do you cock a gun back? What's the point of cocking it back if you was just intending to smack him in the head with it? I feel like that was just an excuse to do that. I honestly don't believe he meant to harm the woman though. It just doesn't make any sense to why he would load the gun and then strike and then not even look to the scene. Now maybe I'm thinking like maybe they just know what just happened and they just not trying to see her dying or whatever the case may be. Maybe they can't stomach it, which is why they even there anyways. But you know, she said something that I didn't even realize at first was I wasn't thinking about it, but they did move the body though. You know, they picked the body up from that spot and they moved her all the way outside. Technically, they shouldn't even have touched her. They should have just left her there at that point. You know, picking her up at one point, they said she was like over somebody's shoulder. I thought it was security, but maybe that was actually one of her family members at the time. She said, I thought she was talking about security carried her out. It's just absolutely crazy to me.
And it makes sense to me now why they didn't cut on the light and they didn't tell anybody what was going on, because they knew it was one of their own, their security that did this.
Right.
And they were just trying to brush it under the rug. How is security in there? No identification. He doesn't have any shirt, anything that says I'm security. So you're saying a man pull out a gun.
Right.
I wonder if he didn't have on the identification because he wasn't supposed to be working. He's on parole. He's not supposed to have a gun.
Not supposed to have a weapon.
He's not even supposed to be there.
How is he even employed?
Yeah, they said he wasn't supposed to even be there. He wasn't even supposed to be working.
Even if he wasn't supposed to be working that night, supposedly, but why is he there? You know what I'm saying? Why is he even there with a weapon? How is he even hired? That company needs to be sued, bro. I'm telling you. This is a lawsuit. You hired a criminal and gave him a weapon and told him to secure this place, knowing that he has prior convictions that will restrict him from having a weapon on him. That's why he's doing the time, because he had a gun. You know, not because he unalived them. And you know what I found very suspicious is what she said about the mayor. and how the mayor owned that club and they kind of swept it under the rug. You know, and they tried to keep changing the name and all of this stuff and saying it's bought by somebody new, but never probably even showed who this new person was. Like, we never really know who owns these things. We just attend them, you know? So we know that the mayor has ties to it, and that's probably why it was swept under the rug as long as it was.
And that explains why the cops were so hostile in the beginning. She said the cops were corrupt there, like that's what she's heard. Like it just sounds, now it just makes sense on why they were just like being so rude about it and just not even taking into consideration everything that was happening. Because they know who's connected to this and that it's not gonna be announced on the news, and they probably thought like no one's gonna know what happened here. But they didn't know her video was gonna go viral, which drew all this attention. And now all this is happening. Now they're getting shut down. Because before this video even came out, she said all they did was change her name. They were still open.
Right.
So thank goodness she told her story. And that everyone shared and explained what was happening there. Because without that, this place would have still been open, and who would have known if anybody else would have lost their life or if anybody would have been held accountable.
And that's probably why they changed their tonality towards her when she came back for the second, you know, for the, I don't know, the 100th time. They probably realized like, oh, she's going viral for this. Let's treat her a little better. She's saying that we corrupt and stuff like that. Like, they probably are corrupt. It's a lot of corruptness in this world when it comes to, especially in the police force, but nobody wants to talk about it, you know, but it's okay. You just gotta know that it is a thing, and that I don't believe that she's 100% wrong when it comes to like how she viewed those officers, you know. They definitely was given corrupt. So many red flags, so many questionable things happen in this story time, Messy Family, but let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you guys have any story times that you want to share, whether it's yours or somebody else's, you can email us at messylifestories@gmail.com. We will see you all in the next story time. Peace.